Something very strange happened in Buffalo, and almost nobody knows about it. While everyone was watching the new signings and roster moves, something just exploded behind the scenes. And believe me, they could change everything you thought about the Bills' future. An unexpected name resurfaced with an impactful revelation. A promising youngster is about to take a leap no one saw coming, and a surprising player was chosen as the franchise's most important piece for the next few years. In a universe as unforgiving as the NFL, not every return makes headlines, but some, like Chase Claypool's, deserve to be told in every detail, because they're not just about stats or signings. They're about struggle, frustration, faith, and hope. And the latest chapter in this story begins and ends in Buffalo. Claypool has never stepped onto the field wearing a Bills jersey in a regular season, but make no mistake, his heart still beats in Orchard Park. The former Notre Dame wide receiver, drafted in the second round, exploded with the Pittsburgh Steelers, recording more than 800 yards in each of the first 2 seasons of his career. Speed, explosiveness, dominant physique, everything pointed to a meteoric rise. But then came the crash. In 2022, a trade to the Chicago Bears marked the beginning of a decline that seemed irreversible. In Chicago, Claypool never found chemistry with the offensive system. His confidence wavered, the criticism increased, and the brief stint with the Miami Dolphins was silent. So silent that many already considered him a name of the past, forgotten. Until in 2024, he reappeared where no one expected, at the Buffalo Bills training camp. And what happened there, almost no one knew until now. Claypool arrived as the last option, literally 14th in the hierarchy of the wide receiver position, but he didn't give up. Practice after practice, sprint after sprint, route after route, he rose. He gained ground. He earned respect. And finally, he made it to the first team. "I was playing the best football of my life," he revealed in an emotional post on Instagram. "Stronger, faster, more prepared than I've ever been." And then came the cruelest moment, an unusual injury, a torn ligament and tendon in his second toe, a type of problem that doesn't always make the headlines, but it interrupted everything. Buffalo opted for an injury settlement, and from one moment to the next, his dream of redemption was swallowed up by another year of waiting. What touches fans the most is the tone with which he speaks of his time in Buffalo. No hard feelings, no public frustrations. On the contrary, he used his social media to thank each person who crossed his path in the franchise. He thanked Josh Allen for welcoming him like a brother, Epenesa and Rousseau for their affection and companionship, the receivers room for making him part of the family, Coach Sean McDermott and GM Brandon Beane for giving him a real chance to be reborn in the sport. Keon Coleman. From rookie hype to fantasy goldmine, Keon Coleman's rookie year has been up and down, but 2025 could be the year he breaks through, not just for the Buffalo Bills, but for fantasy team owners across the country. Let's rewind. Coleman, a 2024 second-round pick, started his NFL career with explosive play and promising chemistry with Josh Allen. Through Week 9, he had thrown for 417 yards and 3 touchdowns. But a wrist injury against the Dolphins derailed his progress. He missed 4 games and struggled upon his return, catching just 7 of 21 targets the rest of the regular season and lagging in the playoffs. Still, the flashes were enough to keep the Bills intrigued. This offseason, management challenged him to add muscle and improve his durability, and by all accounts, he delivered. General manager Brandon Beane called him focused and focused. Josh Allen went further, saying Coleman is now bigger, faster, stronger, and knows the plays better. Fantasy analysts are paying attention. While Sports Illustrated currently ranks him as the WR52 and 129th overall in fantasy drafts, those projections are based more on past inconsistencies than potential. Consider this. In just 9 games, he scored 111.5 fantasy points and averaged 19.2 yards per reception. Extrapolate that to a full, healthy season, and we're talking WR2 territory. Buffalo's offense, remember, isn't shy about feeding its stars. In 2024, the Bills became the first time in NFL history to score 30 passing touchdowns and 30 rushing touchdowns in a single season. That means volume, and chances to qualify will be up for grabs. If Coleman continues his upward trajectory, a jump from WR167 into the top 100 fantasy scorers isn't just realistic, it's expected, and he could not only become a reliable fantasy target, but also the cornerstone of Buffalo's receiving corps, which brings us to our final twist. What if Coleman isn't just a fantasy revelation, but the foundation of the Bills' offense going forward? The surprising star. Coleman is considered the Bills' most promising building block. The Buffalo Bills don't skimp on young talent, but when Bleacher Report's Mo Moton recently listed the most promising players for every NFL team, the Buffalo Bills pick wasn't Josh Allen, James Cook, or even Khalil Shakir. It was Keon Coleman. Why? Because while Shakir earned a 4-year extension for his consistency, it's Coleman who boasts a higher ceiling, physically and strategically. In his rookie season, despite missing time, he recorded posted 556 receiving yards on 29 catches and 4 touchdowns. But it was his ability to stretch the field and create explosive plays that caught analysts' attention. At 6'4", Coleman presents a mismatch nightmare for opposing defensive backs. With Gabe Davis gone, the Bills are looking for someone who can turn heads on the outside and make contested catches, and Coleman fits that role perfectly. The only thing separating him from stardom is consistency. Josh Allen knows that. If he hits his stride, this offense becomes unstoppable, the MVP quarterback recently said, and if that happens, the Bills, already packed with an elite defense and a creative coaching staff, will finally make it to the Super Bowl. Let's not forget, Buffalo has come so close. 5 straight AFC East titles, 2 AFC Championship losses to Kansas City. They know the window is open, but not forever. Coleman becoming a true WR1 could be the final piece of the puzzle. Bills Mafia. Do you believe Chase Claypool still deserves another shot? That Keon Coleman will catch our fancy? And that he could truly be the future of the franchise? Or do the Bills still need to look for a true WR1 on the open market? Leave your opinion in the comments. Leave your opinion. Here, don't forget to leave your like and subscribe to the channel, but later I will come back to update you with the latest news from Buffalo Bills.